Welcome to the Vision Break. In this video, I will show you how to segment objects in videos using SAM2. Before starting, I want to show you one example. You can see the cat, it's perfectly segmented. And I strongly recommend you to check this GitHub page of SAM2. You can find all the explanations, you can see the model architecture, and if you want to learn more about SAM2, you can read this paper. I think you can download it. Yes, you can download it from here. Yeah, inside this repository, there are few examples and there is one installation guide. We will follow that. And there are pre-trained models and there's few examples. But first step will be installation. Yes, for using SAM2, you need to have GPU supported PyTorch environment. If you don't know how to set up GPU supported PyTorch environment, you can read this article. I explained all the things here. Anyway, or if you don't want to set up GPU supported PyTorch environment, you can directly use Google Colab. You don't have to install anything other than these commands. So I have one environment and you can see it's GPU supported. Today is available, it says true, so it's GPU supported environment. I'll use this. After you set up your environment, there's two more lines. You should copy these two, or if you want to use Jupyter notebooks, you should use this command, not this one. So I used this notebooks one. And there is one warning in note number 3. If you see message like failed to build to the SAM2 CUDA extension during installation, it's not a problem. You can still use most of the demos and other things. So you can just ignore it. And I want to show you my environment. Let me create one notebook. I'll just show you my environment. But first I need to choose that. Yes. Version and CUDA is available. It will take, yes, okay. You can see CUDA is available, so I will use this SAM2 environment. I can delete this, I don't need that. Okay, I think we can start. So, by the way, I will share a link to this article in comment section. You can read it because in this video I will only show you how to set up an environment and how to segment objects in videos. I'm not gonna explain how SAM2 works. So you can read this article for more information. It's up to you. Okay, we can start. First step is, but before first step, I already cloned SAM2. You see here. So we will work inside this folder. You will see in a minute. So first step is we need to download some pre-trained SAM2 model. You can download all the models with directly using these 3 lines, but you can download it one. You can download specific one from here by clicking on it as well. I will use tiny model, so I'm clicking on it and it automatically downloads. I already have one, I think. Let me check that. Okay, I have 3. I will copy that model and copy it to here. You see, I will use this model. Yes, we can continue. Okay, now we can start working on segmentation. I will use this video predictor example notebook. You can find same notebook under notebooks folder. Let me show you that. You see under SAM2, there's notebooks folder and there's 3 different notebooks. I'll use this video predictor example, but you can test other 2 notebook as well. So let me quickly show you this notebook. You can see there are so many cells and some of them are unnecessary, so I will create a new notebook here. And I will only copy the necessary things from this notebook to this new notebook. Okay, first step, we will import some libraries. You can see this is our environment, SAM2. For example, if you are using Google Colab, you should execute these cells as well. Let's continue. You can see using device CUDA, so all the process will be done on GPU. Now we will load the SAM2 video predictors, but we have one additional step here. You can see we need to change this path. So there's checkpoints folder. You can copy your model to checkpoints folder. I copied my tiny model to this folder, and now I need to change this to tiny. Oops, sorry. And config file as well. Okay, there's no error. We can continue. Yeah, we will use this tree function later when displaying mask. Let me show you. For example, you see the mask here. We are using show mask function here and show points as well. So we can directly copy this tree function and execute this cell. Okay. And I have one test video. I'll use this cat video. You can use any video, it doesn't matter. But input format is a little bit different. SAM2 doesn't expect video as input, it expects frames. So we need to read every frame of this video and save it to some folder, and we will later pass that folder as input to the SAM2 model. So for doing that, I will use FFmpeg, but you can use directly OpenCV as well. It's up to you. So first I will copy this cat video to videos folder here, and I will create one more folder that named frames. So I will save all the frames to this frames folder. For doing that, I need to copy this video paths here and this frames. So here, yeah, I recommend you directly use OpenCV, read video and save frames with cv2.imwrite function. But I already have FFmpeg, so I will directly use this. So this will basically save all the frames, the frames folder. I will show you that. Here you can see one by one frames. There is more than 300 images. So SAM2 will process each frame one by one. Yeah, we can continue. Okay, what's the next step? Okay, so now we will display first frame. We need to change this path to videos to frames. Yeah, you can name it whatever you want, it doesn't matter. I name it as frames, so nothing changed. Yeah, this is our first frame. Yeah, you can read all the explanations here. I will directly copy the code. Now we are initializing the inference state. There is one important thing. Yeah, you see the images are loading one by one from this frames folder, and you can see the video path, video directory here, this here. So, for example, you processed one video, for example, this cat video, and you want to test it with another video. You should reset this inference state, and you can do this by, this reset state function. But in my case, I will only process this cat video, so I'm gonna pass this step. Okay, now we have to choose point that's inside of the object's boundary. So in my case, it can be, for example, here 400 to 400 x and y coordinates. So it is better if this point is close to the middle of the object. By the way, you can choose multiple points if you use this cell. You see there's 2 points, but I will use 1 point for now. If mask is not like what we expect, I will use more points. But I think it's okay. We don't have to pass any point. We can continue with this. Okay. Now we will, like, SAM2 will process all the images one by one. And it will save this every output information to video segments. We can use this dictionary later. Let me execute this. Okay, you see the frames one by one. I did it with FFmpeg. And now this step, we choose our point inside of the target object's boundaries. It can be here, here, or here. And this cell. I execute it right now. So you see it says 20 minutes. So after this finished, I will continue. Okay, now segmentation is finished. It took about 24 minutes and you can see some examples. For example, frame number 90, you can see the mask. Frame number 150, look at this weird face. And if you check your frames under this frames folder, you see nothing changed. Because, as I said you before, all the necessary segmentation information is saved inside this video segments dictionary. Let me print this and let me close this. You see for each frame, for example, frame number 0 contains set of boolean values, or for example, frame number 2, again same thing, but I want to show you something. For example, for frame number 1, the frame number 0 meaning that first frame, and if we check the shape, you see it is same with image. So this means that for each pixel it contains one boolean value. For example, first pixel, sorry, 0.0.0, yes, you see there is no mask. But if we choose somewhere between here, we should see true. Let me show you that. For example, let's choose 400 to 600, width 400, height 600. Yes, this is true because it's somewhere between here and it's inside of the mask. Oh yes, we can continue. So by using this dictionary, we can create video like this one. Where's that? Yes, like this one. And for doing that, I have one more code block. You can't find it in notebook, in this video predictor example notebook. You can copy it from my blog post. You can find link to this article in comment section. So here we basically reading frames from this frames folder, and we are using video segments dictionary. You can see here the mask information. So we basically draw mask to these frames. Here, one by one, we are drawing mask and we are creating video with OpenCV Writer. You see here video writer object. You can change these color values. For example, for each frame, I use different color, but you can set, for example, if you want to use only yellow mask, you can change this. And you can change this blending parameters. Here we are basically adding frame with mask. You can change these parameters. But let me create video. So video name is segmented output.mp4. It might take some time, yes, 10 seconds. Where is that? Inside notebooks? Yes, here. Yeah, I cannot show you with inside of VS Code, but it's same with this video. As I said before, you can change color and other parameters, but by using this video segment dictionary, you can do whatever you want. You have to use this dictionary for further processing. And I think there's nothing to say. Yes. Yes, thanks for watching. See you soon.